Okay, in this video 2-2, simple substitution, this is going to be a quick little review. Now we want to evaluate the function f of x equals negative 2x cubed, where we are given x is equal to negative 2. And you might be saying, hey Mr. Hastings, I'm pretty sure we've done quite a few of these already, but these are going to get a little bit harder, so get ready. Okay, so I'm going to use this blue to rewrite my function, replacing everything, or I'm sorry, writing everything but the x. Now I'm going to write my x term in this nice red. So we know that x is negative 2 and x is negative 2. Now one place where I've seen students start to struggle is when we get to larger numbers. Okay, so when you look at this right here, when we are simplifying, we have to take care of our exponent first. So we're going to come here, we have negative 2 cubed. We're going to go to our Desmos Scientific Calculator. So I can write parentheses, and I can write minus 2, close parentheses, and then we can go ahead and right here where it says a to the b, we can click that, and we can type in the value of 3. Now, I might have made a mistake here because I've cut off my screen just a little bit, but you can see the answer is negative 8. So, I know that this is really negative 2 times negative 8. Now from there, if you need the calculator, of course you can use it, but a negative times a negative is a positive, and 2 times 8 is of course 16. And once again guys, remember this is my input, and this is my output. Alright, let's move on to the next problem. Okay, in example 2, we want to evaluate g of x equals 3x to the 4th plus 12, where x equals 8. So notice here are all the places where I see my x, and I know that x equals 8. And by the way, I'm going to start using this word for instead of x equals 8, we can say that x is 8. Okay, so I write g of parentheses is equal to 3 parentheses to the power 4 plus 12. Now from here, I know that my x value is 8. Okay, so let's go ahead and start working through that. So I know g of 8 is equal to 3 times, well, what is 8 to the power 4? Well, we're probably going to need our calculator for that. So let's go back here. And, oh yeah, always hit that blue button to record your answer. So we can just type in 8, and you go back here to this a to the power b, and from there you can click 4, and we can see that our answer is 4,096. So our answer is going to be 4,096 plus 12. Okay, now look, this is a large number, so even I would kind of struggle with that. So I'll go back here and I'll do 4,096, and I think we can just write times 3, and that will give our answer 12,288. 12,288 plus 12. Oh, wait a second. I know that 12 plus 88 actually gives me 100. So this will actually be 12,300 is my answer. Alright guys, larger numbers require a little bit more time and attention. Let's move on to our next example. Okay, so let's take a look at example 3. Now here we want to evaluate h of x equals 1/4 x minus 6 to the 5th power minus 38, where we know x, and I'm going to use this word again, is, where x is 12. Alright, so what's this going to look like when we plug it in? Well, let's move it over here. So we can say h of parentheses is equal to 1/4 parentheses x minus 6 to the 5th power minus 38. And from here, we know that our x value is going to be 12. Okay, so let's move forward. So now I've got h of 12 is equal to, and right here we know that we want to actually simplify what's inside our parentheses first. So I'd ask you, what is 12 minus 6? Well, hopefully you'd say 6. And this brings us to kind of the difficult part. What is going to be 6 to the power of 5. Okay, so I can go to my calculator, and we can type in 6, we'll push this a to the power of b, we'll push 5, and it turns out we get 7,776. So go back here, we have 7,776 minus 38. Now from here, we actually want to multiply this by 1/4. Well, let's do this in two ways. One, let's put 7,776 over 1. And remember, this is really the top times the top, so 1 times 7,000, I'm sorry. So we have 1 times 7,776 is 7,776, and 4 times 1 on the bottom is 4, minus 38. Well, let's take this and let's actually plug that into the calculator. So we can take our answer, and I think we should just be able to click divided by, oh no, we can't do that. Okay, so let's just take our answer here and let's divide it by, well, gosh, I'm sorry guys. Let's just do this. Good Lord. Okay, 7,776 divided by 4. Hey, see you guys, y'all aren't the only ones who are working through some new technology. Alright, and it turns out that is 1,944. So this is going to equal, h of 12 is equal to 1,944. And of course we still have to subtract that 38, but the good news is I know 44 minus 38 is 6, so it looks like h of 12 is equal to 1,906. Alright guys, I've got one final example with y'all. Thank you for being so patient with me in that last one. Let's move forward. Okay, here we are in our fourth and final example. Z of x equals parentheses x plus 2. Let's just go ahead and underline all of our x's. X plus 2 cubed over 7 minus 3 11ths. Now we know that x is equal to negative 3. So let's go ahead and plug in all these things. So we can say, okay, z parentheses is equal to parentheses something plus 2 cubed over 7 minus 3 over 11. And let's go ahead and plug in our x value, which is going to be negative 3. Now from here, if we were just to work straight down, this is actually a fairly simple problem. So I have negative 3 here, and we know that negative 3 plus 1, we're simplifying inside our parentheses, will in fact give us negative 1 squared over 7 minus 3 11ths. Oh, I'm sorry, cubed. Well, what is negative 1 cubed? Like, what is that on top? That's really saying negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1, which is in fact still going to be negative 1 over 7 minus 3 over 11. Now, once you think back to our last lesson, we know that in order to get a common denominator, we simply have to multiply by the other denominator. So for instance, this is 7, this is 11, so I'm going to multiply this one by 11 over 11. And let me use a different color here. I know that this is 7, so I'm going to multiply this by 7 over 7. Okay, so working on down, now we have z of negative 3 would be equal to, well, on the top I have 11 times negative 1, which would be negative 11, and on the bottom 11 times 7, which is fortunately 77, minus 3 times 7, which is 21, over 11 times 7, 77. And guys, negative 11 minus 21 will give me negative 32 over 77. Alright? Well guys, I hope that this helped out, and I'll see y'all in our next video.